Bull or bear? Let's see here. Looks like a bear. Rolling a 17.99 pillar dollar from Spain here. Actually, I think it's got a Mexico mint on it. 8 reale. Figure you'd like to know that. Really old coin. Can't imagine whose hands that's been through in the last couple hundred years plus. Got a really cool cam up here I don't normally show. I thought some of you might like this. I'm usually like the fish guy, some of you guys call me. I like my fish cams and my ocean cams, but here's the Southwest Florida Eagle Cam live. And lo and behold, we got this beautiful creature up here. Now, looks like a young eagle, actually, a little small and tattered. Maybe it's an old guy, but there he goes. I'm not very often that I can catch a glimpse of him on this cam. Thought you enjoyed that. I did. Anyway, it's a live Southwest Florida Eagle Cam, and the eagle has landed. Actually, now the eagle has taken off. Let's get into the quote for the day, which is, making money is easy. It is a difficult thing in life is not making it, it's keeping it. This is by John McAfee, and most of you know who he is. Man, kind of gone away in our memories. He's a guy that ended up dying in a Spanish prison, isn't it? And he said that, slightly before that, he said that, you know, if he ended up dead, that someone killed him. Makes you wonder, especially. Anyways, not going to go there. Don't have my tinfoil hat here right now, and it's probably, well, anyways. But I like the quote, making money is easy. It's the difficult. It is. The difficult thing in life is not making it, but it's keeping it. That's absolutely true. There's an old saying that you spend the first 40 years of your life making it, and you spend the second 40 of your life trying to keep it. More or less, I think that's a kind of interesting saying, but it's true. Why am I talking about that? Because that's what gold and silver and platinum is, between its highs and its lows. It's all about wealth preservation. It's all about keeping it, folks. Not waking up and hearing that your stock portfolio went to crap, or that your investment, whatever it might be, paper investments, paper derivatives, your bank account even gone, even a currency just devalued to basically not worth shit, which is kind of where I'm going here. I'm going to compare the buying power of the U.S. dollar compared to the buying power of gold and silver. More so gold in the last few decades, but I'll get there in a moment. Prices lower than they were yesterday, 1825. I thought we were going to see like mid 1800s possibly, and things had steadied off. Silver's kind of steadied off, although, you know, it was popping near that $22 mark yesterday, and platinum still sub $1,000. Look at poor palladium suffering $46 down. 1483. Boy, it seems like a bargain at those levels, but again, I'm not an expert in palladium, and in fact, I was quite surprised to see how far it dropped, even though it's on my screen and on my radar every day. I just don't look at it, you know, because I don't really play much with it, and I don't buy or sell a lot of it. But gold, silver, and platinum still phenomenal prices here that you're able to buy at super cheap prices. In my opinions, and even cheaper are the premiums out there. Premiums across the board are so cheap. Some big companies, and I'm going to tell you who shortly, are offering, I mean, it seems like business is so quiet out there on the retail bullion level in the U.S. right now that some of the larger online sellers are just giving product at like stupid low prices. I think it's just to generate some revenue. Again, it's very quiet out there. I can tell you from a guy that's on the front lines. I mean, we're busy, but different kind of busy. I'll get into that as well. But again, prices across the board really cheap. Buy the dips when you can, and if you're not bought in already, just relax, man. Let me show you what gold and silver does over time. If you're in gold and silver simply to get rich, you're in the freaking wrong thing. You know, to get rich quick, I think that you have to either work for yourself, develop some great product or some great business that you can bust your ass on and make a lot of money on. Maybe go get rich quick. Go to Las Vegas. That's another way. Maybe play a lot of money in the lottery. Maybe, you know, get lucky with stocks and bonds by leveraging yourself or something like that. But, you know, you can get poor quick like that as well. If you're all about preservation of wealth, you're going to be in gold, silver, and platinum, in my opinion, as well. Again, it's just so unloved and so cheap. I don't think it can go much lower than 900. And if it does, man, what a bargain. I think I'm going to just stack up on some more myself. But no less, bargain basement prices when it comes to spot prices here. Bargain basement prices when it comes to the premiums that you can buy this stuff for. Let's take a look at the why I call it, say it's all about wealth preservation. If you take a look at this line, this is just the last year. Take a look at this, the buying power of the U.S. dollar. This is official government data right here. Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, purchasing power of the consumer dollar in the U.S. average city. Again, official data right here, and the official data, I'm sure, is skewed to the upside, and even skewing this data to the upside, the data still looks terrible. I mean, just look at the dollars, again, the buying power of the dollar going down, 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 since even a recent of December 2022. Take a look at that. That's just awful, folks. Meanwhile, and again, and let's spread this out. Let's spread this out to the max chart. Look. I mean, from the day one when the Fed took over, when we allowed central bankers to control our economy, was right here. It's been a downhill ride ever since then. You got some war years here, and you got a post-war years where FDR stole all the gold basically from United States citizens, and again downhill ever since. And if you look at this slope, it's kind of spread out over long term, but it looks pretty ugly when you kind of focus in on it. Look at the 5-year, look at the 10-year, look at the max. The dollar's screwed, man. It's just completely screwed, folks. It's going to take more and more dollars to buy less and less goods, and that's all we've been seeing since 1913. And like I said, if you look at the chart right here over the course of the year, and I'm not saying that one party is better than the other. Both administrations, and I mean, both parties out there suck. They're none of them financially, economically savvy in any way, sense of the word. I mean, look, under different administrations, if you take a look at this, the dollar's been on a downhill downhill run. Under both the red and blue parties. I mean, some faster than others. I got to admit the blue party is running it down much faster. Just take a look at that 1-year chart. And even the 5-year chart, you can see it kind of leveled out here, 2018, 2017. But come that new administration, boom. But you know why? You can't spend more than you make, all right? And that's exactly what the government does. They spend more than they make. And that's a simple answer for it. But meanwhile, dollar is doomed over time. And this is not gloom and doom bullshit. This is not me just trying to diss the dollar. This is a fact, folks. I mean, again, look at their own data. Where is the dollar going ultimately? Take a look at this. The max, the 10-year, the 5-year, the 1-year. It takes no expert in charts to read that the dollar is doomed. Eventually, all fiat currencies are doomed. Again, like I said, when we got off the gold standard here, we were doomed. When we went into complete fiat currency, which is right here around 1972 when Nixon closed the international gold window as well, doomed even more. But all countries are doomed because they were all fiat by that point. They were all, backed by basically nothing. But take a look at the price of gold. If you want to look at all years for the price of gold, we can go back to, what's the date on that right there? It doesn't say, here, it says right here. 1916. Look, back when the Fed took over, gold was officially priced. Well, remember, gold was officially priced by the government at $35 an ounce. That's why you don't see it move much here. Even though U.S. gold citizens couldn't own gold, but the other countries could redeem it through the gold window at the Treasury Department, gold was officially priced until Nixon basically closed down the entire, turned us into a completely fiat Keynesian economic society, which was about 1972 or 71 or 73 or something like that. But that's when the price of gold, silver, and platinum took off. Take a look at that, man. That was your first big market right there. A lot to talk about in 1980, though. Major inflation, major high interest rates, but we were nowhere near the debt we're in today. We're an epic proportion of debts. And what am I showing you right here, folks? I'm showing you a chart, that yellow line right there. Even the silver chart, the blue line. I'm showing you lines that explain that when we look at this chart, boom, that's like a toboggan downhill run right there if you want to talk about it. There's some serious downhills right there. And when you look at that chart, when you look at this chart, what's the difference? The buying power of the dollar continually declines. The buying power of gold and silver at least maintains its value at the very least. So if you're going to stuff something under your mattress, something safe, it is not U.S. dollars. It's not euros, it's not Chinese yuan, it's not Russian rubles, it's gold and silver. Safest thing you can stuff under your mattress, not cash. Only an idiot stuffs cash in a safe deposit box or under their mattress, and that's the truth, as Lily Tomlin would say. There you go. Anyways, wow, I think you got my point there. Listen, it is so quiet buying wise. I tell you who's buying right now. We're getting larger buyers coming in right now, which is kind of odd. Now I'm on the retail front lines here, and I'm showing SD Bullion because I think they're seeing quietness out there as well. Meanwhile, while I'm talking, let me show you my website. I can beat their prices anyway, but let me show you my website. But what I'm seeing out here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, we're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays, and we beat APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion. There's my advertising right there, folks. What I'm seeing here at my store is the smaller buyers, the buyers, the people that are spending less than $1,000 or so like that, on their weekly purchases or on their monthly purchases, whatever it may be, or every couple months. The smaller buyers have kind of dissipated out there, and I can't blame them. It's limited income they have, and they got limited amount of money they put in this, and I don't blame them. They saw silver go up to 24, 25. They got a little gun shy on the buying side, especially if they're seasoned buyers. And yes, you don't have to own thousands of ounces to be a seasoned buyer. You can own, tens of ounces to be a seasoned buyer. I've met guys out there that own small stacks of silver and gold that are way wiser than people that own far more than they do, okay? So, I mean, it doesn't matter how much you own. That makes you smart. It just, who you watch and who you listen to. No, I'm just joking. But the smaller buyers have backed off on gold and silver and platinum. Let's not even talk about that. That poor unloved metal by everyone. But gold and silver, the smaller buyers have backed off. The larger whales are still walking in, especially on the price dips. And actually, I got to tell you, the larger whales, the people that are buying larger quantities of gold and silver, the smart ones and the ones that are kind of stepping in and buying in the lows, they're looking at it as wealth preservation. I'm serious. When you have a lot of money and you got a lot of money tied up in cash and stocks and bonds and derivatives and other things that could be taken away or just disappear overnight, you do want some form of security, and that's why we're seeing a lot of high wealth individuals still buying gold and silver, still jumping in, and they're not too concerned about the price point at these levels, which tells me again they're primarily concerned about the failing of the U.S. dollar and other world currencies, and the decline of the buying power of the U.S. dollar. I mean, again, the facts don't lie. The government figures don't. The government figures do lie, and I'm telling you, when they present us with charts like this, here's the 1 year buying power of the dollar, and that they're doing everything they can to make these charts look better than they are. We're screwed, folks. We are. The dollar's screwed. And again, the best preservation against a failing dollar and a failing economy, and again, it's been around for 5,000 years. It's not going to go bankrupt. Is gold. I mean, even countries know this. The central banks all over the country are buying gold because of this. All right, I'm going to get into the slowness. The big whales are out there still buying, but the smaller people are not. And usually, the smaller to medium investors buy from SD, APMEX, JM, and the online buyers. They like the convenience. It comes to their house. There's options there, and a lot of them don't have good dealers like me in their neighborhood. And some of them do. There's some great local coin stores. I always recommend finding yourself a good local dealer if you can't come and visit me. But I believe that SD Bullion is starting to see lower volumes of sales, and again, they're a great company. So is APMEX and JM Bullion. That's why when I advertise for myself, I say I'm going to beat these guys. I beat the prices of SD, APMEX, and JM on their reasonably priced products in gold, silver, and platinum. But I've noticed they've lowered their prices dramatically. Take a look at that. A customer alerted me to that price right there. Look, $23.50. That's like $1.80 or something over. Now, wholesale SD Bullion is probably, they probably got a bunch of these on hand now. Maybe they order them right directly from the Royal Canadian Mint, and they got a good lot of them, and they're sitting on them right now. Silver's gone down, or maybe they just got them in. They bought them at a lower level, but I'm getting the feeling that the only reason they would work on such a short profit margin selling them at the prices they are right now is that sales are really slow, and it's better to do some sales than no sales. Maybe try to attract some attention, get a few new customers, loss leader maybe even, but I think all the companies out there are offering really cheap premiums on some of these products, which is odd too, because if you take a look at this, 5 plus at $23.40 and 5 plus at $23.50. Obviously, I think they're probably overstocked with Royal Canadian Mint bars. Maybe that's what it is. But again, sales are quiet out there, and not with the big whales and the big buyers out there, the larger volume buyers, but the sales are quiet out there with the smaller retail investment buyers. And I think we're a little bit nervous of these higher prices, and we're waiting for the smackdown. We're seeing the smackdown now. If we see prices much lower than this, I suspect that you'll see the premiums start to go up again, because the sellers, people don't want to sell into a low silver market. They want to buy. And all these lower prices, and I'm going to talk about silver right now, all these lower prices we're seeing simply just exasperate the situation of the silver shortages that are out there right now. And Ted Butler talks about that. I'm not going to get into that right now. Well, anyways, you got my point. And the other night I rambled on, and I was talking about gold to silver ratios. And all of a sudden I forgot to tell you why I was bringing up gold to silver ratios. The reason I brought up gold to silver ratios the other night was to bring out the point that typically in the last 30 years, I'm going to go right here, I'm going to draw a line through the middle of this. Gold and silver ratios, I mean, if you're going to draw a line through the middle of this, wouldn't you kind of agree with my assessment that it would probably be in this between the 60 and 70 area, 65 to 1 to 71 right here for the last 30 years? Maybe a little bit higher, close to 71, but we're up in that. Let's take a look. Where are we as far as gold to silver ratio? Give me 1 second. Let me ask Siri here. 1825.89 divided by 21.545.
It's approximately 84.7477.
Okay, almost 85 to 1. So the ratio right now is up quite a bit. And I've always felt that if you take a look at this, it seems to always kind of the equilibrium seems to be in this area. It seems to be a little high right now, but the price of silver hasn't gone down. The ratio hasn't tightened up because silver's gone down dramatically, and it kind of has. But gold has been dropping here as of late, tightening up that ratio as well. So there's two things that I believe are going to happen here. I think either gold prices are going to come down a little bit more, and silver's going to stay in this $21 range, and that average, this ratio is going to have to look. This ratio is going to tighten up a little bit to the downside. But again, take a look at that. It is bouncing up to the upside again. Not sure where we're going with this. Last time, where was that? Boy, that was the last time we had a high. Take a look at that. That was April 2020, 114. We were at 122 to 1. But meanwhile, I'm kind of thinking that there's two scenarios we're going to see right now. We're going to see the price of silver go up and the price of gold come down a little bit, and that ratio come down a little bit lower, or perhaps, who the hell knows, man? I'm trying to guess what these frickin' crooks and Crimex are doing, and I should know already. That's a fool's job. All right, anyways, that's what I was trying to get at last night. Best deal out there, folks. I can still beat APMEX, SD, JM, Bullion. SD, and these guys are out there. I think they're slow. They're running some good loss leaders. So if you don't live in South Florida and you don't have a good local dealer, I think now's a great time to take advantage of some of these low premiums like their 100-ounce Royal Canadian Mint bars. And again, if you do live in South Florida, make sure you come by and visit us. I don't think I have any RCMs right now. That's the problem I have. I do have these bars that I can supply you with, and I can beat their prices. And again, people ask me, why do you bring up competition? Why do you bring up the big guys online? Why do you bring up your local competition? Well, I'll tell you why I do, because if you respect people and you respect a business, who do you want to emulate and who do you want to beat? Who do you want to do better? Who do you want to be better than? You want to be better than your competition out there, and that's what I do, and that's why I have high standards on who I pick, like SD, JM, and APMEX. And well, that's it, folks. I can beat their prices, I'll say another time. Best deals out there are still 100-ounce bars, still kilo bars, still 1 ounce. There's still so many great products out there. And Krugerrands, Eagles, Maple Leafs, bars, lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. That's we got great prices on that stuff too. Watch last night's video. I went into more details on what some product was and the prices and what the best deals were. Meanwhile, let's get into yesterday's video, which let me answer a few questions here. See if I keep it short. I never do. Rob F, what's up? Silver, next level is 21.29. Go lower. Kind of interesting. I better not say that. I won't get any views on here. You know how the YT gods are. It's tough to say. We may see that, but so far it's kind of, well, hang on. Let's take a look and see if it's open. Let me just take a quickie look here. No, it's kind of hanging in that mid-21s, but again, that doesn't mean anything. Never underestimate these crooks in the comics markets. It's possible, but again, I don't know. It's just going to exasperate the shortage that is out there in silver. Mike P says, Joe Obama, you guys just don't want me to have any viewers, do you? I better not repeat some of this. Yeah, I agree with you. Can't argue with that. And yep, that's true, Miami boy. John Schroeder says, thanks for answering my question. No problem there. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the questions, viewers, and all the people that hit that like and subscribe button as well. Make sure you hit that bell too, which reminds you when my new videos pop up. Thank you, Gregory Miller. I appreciate all you guys as viewers and commenters as well. Super giant geckos. That's pretty cool. I just had a visualization. Super giant geckos. All right. Totally went last week. Silver hit bottom up is the only direction. No, I don't know if the bottom was last week, but it may have been. Again, you know, if you and I and we were all trying to looking at organic, real supply and demand market, you know, where we really were not looking at paper derivatives and a bunch of clowns manipulating markets up and down using paper, not real gold and silver, not real product. If we were looking at that, I think all our speculation could be correct. I mean, I think a lot of us would be right. We'd be looking and saying, all right, there's not much silver out there, a huge amount of buyers for silver, so the price should be this high. But we don't. What we really look at is just highly manipulated prices in the derivatives marketplace called the CME Group's Comics Group. I mean, it's just so crooked. And I'm sure the other markets are crooked like that too. Gold, not so much, because remember, gold is owned by central banks. They don't want big commercial banks coming in and screwing with their investments. So silver is okay, though. They don't mind it because central banks don't own silver. But Tony says, cool, man. Buy the dips, guys. If you got money, buy the dips and take advantage of these lower premiums as well. Could it go lower after you buy the dips? Sure, it could. But the overall trend for gold is what? Upwards. And as you can see here, this is what it is in our lifetime. But the overall trend word is upwards, okay? All relax. And the overall trend word of the dollar is what? Downward. Let's just look at the long-term chart, which is even scarier. Downward. The overall trend word, the trend of gold is what? Upward. So it's about wealth preservation. It really is. It's about keeping your money that you made, your hard-earned money that you made through your business and your other investments, keeping it. That's what it's primarily about. If you make a lot of money in gold, silver, and platinum, as you know, if you do make a lot of money, it's icing on the cake. But at the very least, and really about securing your wealth, you know, in my opinion, everyone should own gold, silver, platinum. Everyone should. Let's see here. What's up, Tim? How you doing there? Jeff Keller, kilos popular in Florida. Imagine that. Oh, a little 1980s Miami Vice joke there, huh, Jeff? I get it. Christopher Wallace. I started buying peace dollars instead of American silver eagles. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting them for a good rate, remember, peace dollars only have 0.77 ounces of silver in them. So what do they melt for? Like, hang on, I'll tell you right now. What's a peace dollar melt for? 21.53 times 0.77.
The answer is 16.5781.
There you go. A peace dollar and a Morgan dollar melt for $16.58 if we're going to round it up. Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate you watching. Red Mountain says, Red Mountain Bio, what was the coolest coin and coolest collectible you saw at the Collectorama show? Well, here, I sold a 1909S VDB penny, an MS65 red brown with a CAC certification sticker for $4,450. That was kind of cool. It's a coin that I've had for a couple months now. Bought it a while back ago, but I did make a couple bucks on that. What cool coins did I see there, man? You know, there's so much different stuff there to look at between jewelry and collectibles and antique firearms and antique weapons and paper money. I'm trying to think of the one. Wow, I got to tell you, I was just so busy running the show that it just over my head. You got to remember, I had a table set up trying to sell my stuff, and I was running the show as well as the owner and the chairman of the show. But thanks for asking that, Red Mountain Revival, and I'm going to start talking more about collectibles in the future. Michael Matthews, what's up? Joe McDonald, yeah, we have a beautiful, here, let me just rub it in a little bit. I don't mean to say that, but yeah, I think it was less than 78 last night. Let's see what it is tonight. Let's see if I can pull up the weather. Easy to make it, there you go, there's where I get my quotes from. Weather. Let's see, weather, we're going to stick in 33308. That's our zip code here locally. Yeah, that's what I want there. Let's see what it is. 80 degrees, so it is actually 80 degrees right now here. And I didn't read the rest of yours, so, well, you have 3 feet of snow. No. Have I ever been ice fishing before? No, but it looks pretty cool. It just looks really cold, though. When I go out fishing, our water temperature is probably like 78 degrees, and our air temperatures in the winter at the lowest, I'll go out, it's like 58 degrees. If it's below 58, it's too cold for me to fish. Too cold for the fish in Florida, too. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you watching. Hey, listen, you can find me on this channel. If you ever not find me on this channel that I'm on, you can find me on this channel right here. We do update this all the time. Just want to give you guys a heads up. You never know. Some of these social media sites are on the fickle side. I am on here as well. You can reach me here. There's my name, Brian Kuzmar. Don't wear it out. It's an old thing that kids used to say. Nationally known second generation precious metal and rare coin dealer since 1977. Wholesale, retail, buying, selling expert in physical metals. Listen, I like this format. I like the fact that Elon bought this, and I was been on it for a little while, but I just never used it. Now that he's kind of gotten it, I noticed that things are much freer and better out there. So ask me questions out here. Don't hesitate to meet me out here if you are a Twitterer. And like and follow me, and I like and follow you too. So, hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Been in this location since 1995. If you're looking to buy anywhere from $1 worth to millions of dollars worth of silver, gold, platinum, and you live in South Florida, come visit our brick and mortar store. Here again, 10 to 4. We'll beat the local prices, and we'll beat the online big guys on reasonably priced, commonly sold, reasonably priced products. And I think that's it, folks. I want to thank you all for watching, and have yourself a beautiful evening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now. Let's see if that eagle's there. Is he still there? No. Looks like the eagle has not landed again. Good night. Oh, baby eagles.